I'm making jamun with kova. This is Nandini kova, 200 grams. So I have 3 packets. I have maida. We have to first make a dough, leave it aside for some time, and then we'll start making. This is the most tastiest gulab jamun ever. So I'm sharing the secret recipe with you. The kova is out. So I have to knead it with maida and little bit of salt with lukewarm milk. When you knead it, first I've not added maida yet. All the hard pieces in it just remove before adding maida and lukewarm milk. I don't have an exact measurement for maida. So usually what you have to do is I fry this gulab jamun in ghee. Nandini itself gives you that bottle ghee. So you can fry in that, not in dalda. So always go for the first piece to deep fry, and if it doesn't split, your maida is good. Otherwise, add little more maida and knead it. Okay, you will have a sense of it as you make it more and more. Added little sugar and wee bit of lukewarm milk. I've removed all these hard pieces from the dough, adding little more maida. So maida has to be little more than the kova itself, because the kova tends to split otherwise. Now leave it aside for some half an hour to 40 minutes. Let's start making jeera. Jeera has to be kind of made alongside the dough and frying the jamuns, because after you fry it, you have to drop it in the not boiling hot jeera, like maybe 50 degrees jeera, for it to soak well. The water ratio is 1:1. So 1 kg sugar, so 5 glasses of water. I'm adding couple pieces of cardamom to it. Jeera is on medium flame. Let it get made. The Nandini ghee to deep fry gulab jamun and a non-stick kadai. So I kind of using 1.5 bottles of this. It's 750 grams. See, it's like a sunset moon. I mean sunset sun. So I increase the flame for the jeera. It needs some amount of boiling before it becomes a jeera. So we need like 20-25 minutes easily. This also you go by that stickiness of the solution, and because this is like a kala jamun, you don't need a lot of jeera to it. It has to be little solid, and most of the liquid it should absorb. So that's why I'm just using 1 kg of sugar. How many of you get heart attack hearing 1 kg of sugar? Be bold. Nothing happens. It gets distributed. It has been 20 minutes. The solution is for sugar syrup is boiling. So it gets a yellowish color. It will not be this white once jeera is formed, and it will be little sticky. So easily another 20 minutes to go. So I've increased the flame. So if it's kind of made is when I can turn on the ghee and start frying my jamuns. So the dough was still in. I let it rest for some time so that it settles in and blends beautifully. Dough looks fine. I've turned on the ghee. This is simmering. Sugar syrup. So jeera is almost sticky. It's almost done. Another 5-10 minutes I'm going to switch it off. If you overdo it, it will form crystals of sugar tomorrow. I mean, not entirely at the bottom. So that's why switching off the right time is. There are some tips. People put some lemon juice and all that. I've not tried that. I don't mind sugar settling down. So the ghee is melted and I've switched it off because it'll burn the jamun. So I'll switch it on again after making the balls. Gulab jamun goals. Ghee is decently hot and the jamuns are getting made. So we have to try a trial piece to see it fries properly. Let's try. There goes in the first piece. Let's see. The sample piece looking okay. So you cannot put it inside the jeera directly. You have to put it in this kind of tissue thing so that the ghee is absorbed and then transfer it to the jeera. First jamun looks okay. So added 6-7 pieces now. Let's see. It looks good. Look at those golden brown jamuns. These need to be dropped in the warm jeera, and I have readied these vessels. I'm going to shift the jeera in and then drop the jamuns. You cannot keep shifting the vessels, it will break the jamun. So keep it ready, pour in the jeera, hot jeera, and then drop the jamuns. Don't touch it for 2 hours. Then it's ready to eat. If you drop this greasy jamuns in the jeera directly, it will leave those ghee inside the jeera and forms a layer. That's why you should do this first step and then drop. Next lot. Sim is safe when you're frying in ghee. Have patience and try to maintain the ghee temperature. If it overheats, it tends to split the jamun. Jamun's waiting to be made. You could take it out when it is this brown or wait for it to become little kala jamun. I almost dropped 15 of them. That's called overconfidence. The hot jeera is transferred in here now. Let me start dropping the jamuns. Dropped in. Look at that. It looks so beautiful. Actually, in another half an hour, it's almost ready to eat in this method. In 2-3 minutes of soaking in the jeera, it's ready. So because I've not done frying, I am not disturbing it for some time. Otherwise, you can give it a gentle shake, leave it for 5-10 minutes and then serve. I held the vessel and then gave it a gentle tilt. Don't try to mess with the ladle, otherwise it could split. Gentleman handling. Gentle lady handling. Meditation is being in the present. If you don't know how to do it, make gulab jamun and record a YouTube video. You will be with the jamun and the time at present. Jamun slowly frying. One more lot to go. I will have to take the meeting from the kitchen now. We are almost done. So leave it for like 1 hour and then the yummy kala jamun, shuddh ghee, kova thing is ready. So one tip I forgot to tell you, whenever you take the kova, leave it out for 1 hour before you make the dough. Happy eating!